How are things?
Great, Donna. How you doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm doing pretty well. How are things going over at CTG?
You know what? I think we're starting to see some movement out of the last craziness that we've had over since middle of March, and things are starting to move quite a bit, and we're seeing people start to work on projects, and trying to get some traction with our clients and helping them get better.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, listen, I wanted to chat with you. We've talked a little bit about just kind of everything that's going on in the industry these days. And I ran across an article on Tech Republic the other day, and it was specifically around how CIOs are noticing that, either the impact that this is having on their budgets, right? So I think one of the interesting pieces I saw said that 23% of CIOs said that their budgets are completely frozen. Another 20%, I think, said they're facing more like a 10% decrease in their budget. Are you seeing that at all with your customers?
Oh, for sure. I mean, and we had one project that came through recently. The CIO was told that he had to reduce his cost by 20% for the year, and he had some contracts that were looking to come up for renewal, and we were able to put him into a solution, an SD-WAN solution from MPLS that was going to allow him to, save in north of 20%. So that was a great thing. We've seen our clients, have to work on different ways to manufacture opportunities to work within their budget. Sometimes, for instance, we have one client that is moving to an SD-WAN solution for about 25 locations throughout the world. And, they were told that they had to reduce their budget by over 20% for 2020. And by moving them from MPLS to SD-WAN, we were able to accomplish this. But, you have to be kind of careful as to what you're getting into. We had another client that in reality, they had about 500 plain old telephone lines, and they signed up with an aggregator that says, hey, look, we're going to save you this, or we're going to cost stabilize here. The challenge is they have a bunch of phone systems that are ancient. It's a property management company. And so they have phone systems that are ancient. So while they locked into a technology that, costs are increasing, they also have locked into a technology that does support new phone systems today as well. So you got to kind of look at the whole picture holistically and see, okay, what's going to, how's this part going to work with this part? Because it's not that easy as it's a clear-cut bottom line cost. So, those are a couple of different cases for sure that we're working through.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really important to, with anything in technology, we have to see how everything is, all this technology is interconnected, right? So we need to make sure that if we're, tuning something up on one side, that we're not completely shooting ourselves in the foot on the other side. So how is CTG, I guess, how are you talking to your customers, or what are you, what's the advice that you're giving to customers or prospects right now, just as they look toward the second half of 2020? What should they consider, or what do they need to talk to you guys about?
So one, how we're talking to them is a lot of video conferencing. There's a lot of video conferencing that goes on because there's, some people are in the office, some people aren't in the office. Face-to-face meetings still aren't really a thing so much. But, the one thing that we're kind of cautioning them is, what if COVID-19 comes back in the fall? And, and again, not trying to get into a stance of whether you believe it or not, but the bottom line is are you prepared to have your workforce work remote for a significant more time? We see phone systems out there that, aren't able to handle that. And so what do we do there? We see infrastructure in terms of, cloud data centers where people have all their servers still on house and in the building. And it's very, very tough for IT to make the changes necessary. Talked to a client yesterday that we're working with, and they're adding staff, but they have to do all these changes. They have to do more work on their phone system than to set up a new user than what they have to do to set up someone for Active Directory just within the system. That's something that that's happening. And again, they have about 700 employees now, and they're looking to add more. Luckily, it's a growing company, but the bottom line is they're adding employees. Phone system takes longer than it does on a system side for Office and 365 and things of that nature. So how do we help someone make it easier and have just single sign-on is becoming more and more, just because more and more important, just because it's less time consuming in order to allow the IT staff to to work through that.
Yeah, Brett, that sounds really good. I think that's the super important part is looking at everything and how it all connects, and then whether or not budgets are getting cut, whether they're seeing a significant decrease, whether or not we send people home for work from home mandates in the future. I think the bottom line is they really just need to start thinking through that and being prepared, not only with their technology but their operations, and how they're going to support those people, no matter where they're working, or what technology they're using. So really cool that CTG is helping everybody get through all of this, and glad we got some time to catch up, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Good stuff, Donna. Thanks for all your help.
All right, thanks, Brett. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.